Today's episode is going to be for all my corporate baddies out there, the girls who are working a 9 to 5, anyone who's looking for jobs, currently doing interviews. This episode is for you. So my guest today is a specialist in this field, right? If you're on TikTok, if you're on social media, you will know her for the girl who's getting everybody their jobs, getting your CV tightened up, get your CV right. She hit 100K as a salary by the time she was 28. So that was about 5 years of career growth. So
let me have you as my alarm. I love that.
So I thought, why not get her in the building today and give us all the tea on how to level up your career in a 9 to 5. So welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
For those of you who don't know, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, so I am Thandi or Tee Rose on TikTok. I am an enjoyment babe first because I feel like life is for living. And then I would say I'm a career girly second. Like my thing is, guys, it is not that serious. Like your career is not your identity and you don't have to be this stiff person. I feel like you can be multifaceted, elevate in your career, have fun and just live life. So I really try to push that whole transferable skills. You know, you can be smart, you can live life and not worry about the male gaze and just do you. I just really want people to be authentic, but not have imposter syndrome.
Was it always your goal to now use all of this talent that you have, all of this natural energy to like break into corporate? Was that always the goal?
No, honestly speaking, no idea. Like, a bit of context, I've always been that friend that did CVs. Like even before doing my platform, I would be doing people's CVs from when I was like 18 also. I was just like, because I just see it as, I like to see things as achievable. I genuinely don't think you're reinventing the wheel, right? You got a job here, I can get a job there. What did you do? So I'm that person that I've always done CVs. If you need help with interview prep, So it wasn't until my friend, shout out to Shanice, she was like, start doing this officially. And I was so scared, like, no, but I'm perceived as this like enjoyment babe. It's only the ones that really know me know that I'm like, you know, this corporate girly, smart, whatever. But it wasn't that. I was just going through life, child. Like if I saw someone needed help, I would happily help them. But it was never my plan, ever.
You kind of started from scratch, but you made yourself stand out. How did you do that?
I'm going to sound like Kanye, but I genuinely think I'm the best.
I love that.
It sounds so like narcissistic. I promise you, I'm not a narcissist, but I genuinely think I'm the best.
You need
like,
to have that mindset.
If I'm not the smartest in the room, I'm the most charismatic. If I'm not the most charismatic in the room, I'm the most strategic. I like to say I'm a lazy person, right? So you get someone lazy, they'll find the quickest and efficient way. I will look at the thing holistically. I'm like, you're doing this wrong. I'm such a problem solver. If I'm not a problem solver, I have the interpersonal skills that can make a team that don't get along become friends. So I genuinely think I can do anything and I'm the best.
A lot of people kind of break into the corporate world and they go in blindly. You know, school doesn't really give us the A to Z guide on how to survive corporate. I want to rephrase this. What is one thing that you learned when you entered this space that you thought, I need to unlearn this quickly? And what is something that you said, I've learned, but I'm keeping this with me throughout my whole career?
Okay, so something that I learned quickly is those who are excellent in silence, you don't get anywhere. So even if you're the smartest and, you know, you work the hardest, but you're not visible, it is a waste of time.
Wow,
I learned that quickly because I was in and out. I'll be in as soon as it's 5. Bye guys, see you tomorrow. Like I didn't care to, even if I did something really well, I didn't like celebrate my wins. And that hurt me in the long run because it wasn't visible what value I was doing and the impact I was making. So that's a big lesson for me. That's why you'll see me on email chains, noted, looping in such and such for visibility. Mind you, I didn't need to do that. But then it could be like, oh yeah, Thandi responded to that. You know, I'll be in the office morning, like I'm very visible. You will remember what I did, what I achieved, and that's really helped me.
Yeah. So how quickly did you learn that? Because that's a form of self-advocacy that I think a lot of people feel very comfortable, not bragging about themselves, but having to say, I did this amazing thing, everybody look. How do you deal with the uncomfortability that comes with that?
You just have to roll with it. I think I learned when I got sacked as the test analyst, when I did a deep lessons learned and I was like, okay, girl, yes, we got pushed out, but what did we do? I was in and out. I wasn't taking part in like people going for drinks or lunch. I would be watching Love and Hip Hop at work. It was so bad that one of the IT guys, like, they said, oh, we're getting a lot of traffic. Like, you know, you get the pop-ups and stuff because they could see on the server. I was so unserious. I was watching Love and Hip Hop at work. Like Thursday, I'd have my little suitcase, go see my boyfriend. Monday, I'm coming into the office late. I'd message them like, oh, there's trains are wrong. No, I'm just coming from Nottingham from seeing my man and I got my suitcase. Like, I was so unserious. I just thought, I get my check, I pay my bills, I live life. And then as much as I was pushed out, I was good at my role, but I wasn't playing the game.
Yeah.
So that's when I learned. I was like, oh, those people that got the pay rises, they're there. You know, do you want a coffee? Do you want a cuppa? Oh, yeah, let's go grab lunch. Like, oh, in the meeting, saying at least one thing. What was I doing? Just sitting, waiting. Yeah. Wow. So it was a really big lesson for me. A painful one, but it was one of the best lessons I could have learned.
I feel like you have to be a certain type of archetype, as you described, to truly thrive in the workplace. What do you think are the characteristics of somebody who can really go into a 9 to 5, make a difference, not just show up and get their check, but actually level up like you have?
I think you can't take things personally.
Oh, really?
I think a lot of people have like a, woe is me, I'm black and corporate's not for black people and da-da-da. Or some people will get feedback and it's like, oh, they said I do this. Of course, there are some circumstances where the feedback is unfair. They're setting you up to fail. But I tried to look at everything constructively. Like, I remember even the job that I just left, my manager always said, you're so good at taking on feedback. It's like he was trying to push me to see if I would break. But I'm always someone like, okay, I understand. Like, what do you want me to do better? So I think you can't take things personally. I think you have to learn to adapt to who you're speaking to. So code switch, for example, something that I always try to push on my platform is, guys, you can speak your slang and you can do this, but you need to know who you're speaking to. Yeah. Sometimes I have one-to-ones with people and it's like, it sounds bad. No one call me a COON. Like, they'll be saying this and that and, you know, I think this and da-da-da. And that's not going to land well. You need to learn how I kiki with my girls and how I speak when I'm sharing a steer code is two different things. You need to be adaptable. And that's even with relating to people. I think when you master those things and you can take on feedback and you can also adapt to the people that you're speaking to, I think that makes things a lot easier to navigate.
You know what's so crazy? Because all of these skills that you mentioned are things that you learn while you're in the job. I find that we are part of a generation where everyone wants to be CEO. Everyone wants to be a boss. Entrepreneur life is very glamorized.
Yeah.
But these traits that you speak about, not only do they help in business, but these are things you only learn from being a worker. Yeah. Do you think people are skipping steps and they're not allowing themselves to be a worker and actually learn?
Yeah, because I mean, separate from that, right? I worked at Domino's. I've worked at Ladbrokes. I've been a waitress. I worked weddings. Like, I think my kind of age, I'm 94, so I'm turning 31. Like, we used to work. Like, it wasn't, we didn't have social media showing us how to be a boss, a CEO and a business owner. Like, you had a job at JD. You'd be working shifts at a wedding and that taught you customer service, how to make eye contact. Sometimes I see younger people, they can't make eye contact. You see on social media, the Gen Z stare. You know, we'll be there, you'll be balancing plates and they taught you time management, just relating to people, how to communicate and discipline. You'd be tired, but you have a shift at 7 or 9. You have to show up. Whereas now you see these horror stories, and this is no shade of the hairdressers, the nail girlies, the lash girlies, the whoever, these service providers, because they haven't had to learn how to be professional and to be an employee. You're going straight to being an employer without learning the basics.
You've managed to level up in a way, like a lot of people have, it's taken them a long time to level up like that. There's a common thing, and you briefly mentioned it, that people think corporate world is not for black people. People think that you cannot build wealth in a 9 to 5
small
being
violin?
Black.
Like, no.
What do you think? Do you think firstly, do you think corporate world is for black people? And secondly, can you build wealth in your 9 to 5?
Yes to both. I think, and okay, here's another thing. Thank you for asking this. I'm so passionate about it. There is sexism. There is ableism. There is racism towards people who might be Indian or this, or even things like prejudices if you have an accent. Also, to say white women in the workspace, they might be perceived as inferior to their white male counterpart. If I'm black, I'm only gonna, and say like able-bodied, for example, I'm only gonna focus on, I'm a black woman, so this must be happening to me because I'm black and corporate is difficult. There are international students who because they need sponsorship, for example, like Asia, they're getting rejected because of that sponsorship, you know?
Yeah, so
Like
true.
there's so many other factors. I feel like 9 to 5 is one of the best places to make money. Whereas when you're working for yourself, it's 25/8. It doesn't stop. Like, so no, I think, yes, two things can be true at the same time. When you are different, you might experience certain things because you're black, but get a grip, guys. Like,
There's only certain, you can't keep feeling sorry for yourself.
you
That's
can't
what I
feel
learned in
sorry
life.
for yourself. And no one tries to cancel me and say, oh, no, like it does happen. Racism does happen. But there's so many things going on in the workplace that you're not necessarily privy to. There's people who are 55 and they're scared to apply for a job because of ageism, for example. You know, there's women being discriminated against who are conventionally attractive and they're experiencing sexism. And maybe this is a pattern because they're really good looking. And like, there's so many things. If you focus on this, you're just going to think, oh, I'm black, I can't excel. Like, no.
Yeah, you've been someone who I really like you because you are an unapologetic advocate for 9 to 5. You have never tried to sell people a course or tried to be like entrepreneurship is the only way for you to build wealth. Why do you think we are living in a time where so many people are shaming full-time work and 9 to 5? Like, I see it all the time. You shouldn't be working 9 to 5. Why are people working in 9 to 5? Why do you think that we are in this era right now?
I think because social media is selling this like, oh, I got rich selling X. You know, I'm my own boss. I do drop shipping. So if you see it, you believe it. Whereas the corporate ladder is really painted out to be this, if you work for 25 years, you might be a CEO or C-suite or whatever. Like, no. And if someone is selling you a course, guys, run for the hills. Like, if someone is selling you a course, if they're making so much money, they should not be selling you a course on how to make money. So I think people, they don't see enough success stories of people who have like really healthy career growth and they're making great money, whether it's contracting or payee. So my thing is, I'm so passionate about transferable skills, confidence, because even if you do decide to be your own boss, you've developed these skills in your 9 to 5, you know? So I am for sick pay, holiday pay, work-life balance, your weekends.
Yeah. So on the outside, we see that in the space of 5 years, you went from like a 27K salary to like 100K. But I always find that success is a representation of the internal success that you've gone through. And at 26, you went to therapy. Why did you decide to make that decision?
I think enough is enough. Like, I tried to be very self-aware and I was just making like bad decisions when it came to dating and I think something that was so cringe, is this a safe space?
Yes, it is.
That I really went on this deep dive and just unlearning like imposter syndrome and, you know, why am I making bad decisions when it comes to dating and how do I view myself? And especially if I'm going to be someone's mother and a wife, like what do I want my kids to see their mum be like? So I just went on this journey to be like, okay, we need to unlearn this, we need to unlearn that, and I need to take action to become a better version of myself.
Yeah. So do you think all of those steps that you took when you went to therapy and you changed the way you saw yourself, do you think that was reflected itself in your work and how you showed up in your career?
Absolutely. Because even now, for me to leave my previous job and be like freelancing and waiting for the next right opportunity, that's me saying, no, like this is stressing me out. This is not making sense for me because I believe in myself that much and I rate my time that much, I'm going to leave. Whereas I feel like if you don't see yourself high enough, you're not going to make that gamble. And I'm not advising anyone to quit their job, by the way. I'm just saying, like, how you view yourself as a person, it trickles into your relationships, whether that's platonic, your friendships, your dating, your habits, how you work out. So I really, had to do that work.
How do you find the balance of like still being true to yourself, but knowing, okay, there's a time and a place?
Do you know, I'm very self-aware, so I'm very good at like reading people. And even though, as much as I'm like a big personality, if you will, like I'm also very chill. So I'm not like upside down all the time. Like I do enjoy, you know, my alone time and this and like my solo dates and stuff. But with work, I am me. But if they say, how's the weekend? I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, I was at bottomless brunch and then we went here, then we went there. I'm like, oh, yeah, just caught up. Do you know what? Perception is still a thing. So you still have to be very self-conscious about the image because people create their own biases.
big personalities are not always rewarded, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes they are kind of like, people think you're either doing too much, or they just completely just think that you're here for just games, basically. How did you still maintain this, like, I'm gonna come in here and not let anyone dim my light? How did you do that?
I think it's just because I'm just so self-assured. Like, end of the day, as much as I'm like this really fun and I'm very smart and I'm good at what I can do. So I lead with that. I do what I need to do, but then I'm also pleasant to work with.
Oh,
So
even that's a big thing, being someone who's pleasant to work with.
absolutely. Because with anything, if you're doing business, if you're in corporate, it's a likability thing. We have to get along. Like, people always remember how kind you are, the manners that you have. When you enter a room, like, are you just going to go say hi to the senior people? No, you speak to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like, and we spend a lot of time together at work, or if you're a business owner with the people you work alongside. Why would you not want to be pleasant and have a good time?
Yeah. You've been someone who doesn't like talking to people, who's very introverted and still thrive. Because I feel like introverted people,
helps, yeah.
it can be very difficult for them to kind of thrive, not only in the workplace, but in society.
Yeah. So no, I don't think you have to be this like extrovert and cosplay as like the bubbliest, loudest person. I think it goes back to just being pleasant. Like, there's several people who are introverted and a bit quieter, but you can have a little chin wag.
Yeah.
When you're at the water station, oh, how was the weekend? You mentioned you had a wedding. Like, I think it's just about being able to communicate with people. End of the day, if we were all so loud and big, that's annoying. Who's gonna talk?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, so I don't think you have to. For my quieter people out there, don't panic. If you are good at what you do, you are polite, you are pleasant, you make effort to get to know your team members, that's enough. But it's just about, I think, being a kind and good person, and you'll be fine. And I do get that there's this perception of us Black women that we have to be loud and this. I don't think that at all.
So what advice would you give to people who are maybe on the verge of entering the corporate world, and they are like, I have no idea what I'm about to walk into? What advice would you give to them?
Okay, the biggest thing, and this is one of my gripes, take initiative. Like, there's so many people who, especially this day, we have AI, we have Google, you have corporate influencers who do day in the life, they do story times. Like, you are more prepared than ever. I think if you are ill prepared, that's on you. I can't lie. Right now in these times, so take initiative. Also, I always tell people, don't follow the money. The money will come when you are good and you enjoy what you do. Like, always play to your strengths. If you know you're not good at coding, but then you see, oh, coders make X amount, let me go there, you're just setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah.
You know, like, go where your strengths are, and then you can contract, or I don't know, but you can make money elsewhere. So I'll say, for your skills, and make sure you do something that you enjoy.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Make sure, do something you enjoy. I get so many people DM me like, oh, I don't know what to do. What do you like? I don't know.
Let's start there. Yeah,
I can't help you. I can't help you. So yeah, it starts with you.
I want to round this up with some quick fire questions, right?
Yeah.
And if there's anything you want to add, you can add anything. But we're just going to go in. If you can answer these questions as quick as possible.
Okay, hit me.
What is the number one mistake or thing that people are getting wrong on their CV?
They're coming across as a doer. So they're just saying, works well on a team, communicates effectively. They're not saying what achievements they've actually made.
Really?
I get that all the time, like 95% of the CVs I do. So
you think in your CV, you need to highlight, I achieved this, I did this,
Absolutely.
I did that.
Absolutely. If you're saying you did a thing, what was the outcome of that thing? And you highlight that outcome.
Interesting. Okay. What is something you had to stop doing to level up in your career?
Doubting myself. People are buying what I'm selling. You know, when someone walks in and you can smell fear, they're looking on the floor and, can I just, I might be wrong, but I had to stop doing all that.
What is something you had to start doing in order to level up?
Be more visible.
Is it? Okay,
yeah.
So visibility and success, they correlate.
Absolutely. And I started to build allies. So outside of my team, I made sure I made really great connections with other people. I might not work with them, but it's good to have people who can vouch for you and even mention your name in certain rooms.
Do you believe in work-life balance?
Absolutely.
How is that possible? How are you able to achieve so much and still have fun? How's that possible?
Because I manage my time well. Everything is possible. And one thing about me, Guys, use Siri as your assistant. I'll be like, Siri, can you set a reminder for tomorrow to do this? Like, I have a calendar. I time out the days I'm going to Pilates, going to the gym. If I'm meeting you next week for brunch, I set a reminder on Sunday saying, hey, message to remind we're going here and confirm. Like, I manage my time. And when people say you have to disappear and lock in to achieve something, I think you have poor time management. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
I don't think you need to disappear to achieve certain things. Like, yes, cut back, but to just go ghost for a year
6 months
or
and
6
come
months.
back,
Why?
yeah.
Why are you doing that?
It's true. Okay, so another one I want to ask, what's one thing you wish someone told you before entering the corporate world?
Oh, God. What's one thing I wish someone told me? Make sure you have allies and you actually get to know people. I was in and out, like I've mentioned, but you actually need to build relationships.
What is the number one thing you think people should be doing in their interviews when they're doing job interviews that they are currently not doing?
Create an answer bank before. So when I work with people on one-to-ones, we create an answer bank, which is very much transferable to something that's hypothetical as well as their experience. 2, always ask 3 questions. So never leave an interview without asking, and ask the salary.
You think so? That's
I do. As soon as a recruiter reaches out to me, I say, hi, what is the salary range? So ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. Why are you wasting your time to find out they're paying less than what you're offered?
So true. Well, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thanks for
coming.
having me. I wish you had more time.
I wish you had more time, but this was amazing. Thank you. Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.